Y'all, technology, I feel like it's a blessing and a curse. But I have to say, when it comes to traveling, having all of these amazing apps available, it's changing the game. There are apps that save you time, there are apps that save you money, and there are apps that save you so much stress when you're traveling. And I'm so grateful because it is helping us to travel the world so much easier. Hi, I'm Annie. I'm a frequent traveler and I run the account Average Girl Does Cool Things. And in this video, I'm going to share 15 apps that you need to download to save you time, stress, and money when you're traveling. But before we get into it, be sure to hit that subscribe button for more travel inspo and how-to content. Okay, let's get right into this video with 5 apps that save you time. The first one I want to talk about are rideshare apps. So obviously this is something that you might use at home, but having things like Uber and Lyft downloaded whenever you travel can save you a lot of time and stress. They're really helpful if you're somebody who gets overwhelmed by public transit or you're in a place that doesn't have good public transit. And these services are becoming more and more readily available. Just be sure to make sure that you research that your ride app is available in wherever you're traveling to, because it's not always available in the countries that you might be in. However, there might be a local alternative. For example, in Indonesia, they have Gojek and Grab, which are equivalents of Uber and Lyft. They work the same way, but you do need to download the apps and create an account before you use them. The second app I want to talk about is MPC, or Mobile Passport Control. Okay, I'm going to read this one because I don't want to get it wrong. MPC helps expedite re-entry for U.S. citizens, lawful permanent residents, Canadian B1, B2 visa holders, and returning visa waiver program applicants. Basically, this is for people who don't have global entry, but have right to enter the US already through their citizenship or visas. So you download the app and then you fill out the form that's on the app with your port of entry, any customs declaration information, and then it gives you a QR code. You go through and there's a separate line for MPC users. You get to breeze past all the people who are standing in the long line for customs, and then get right up there, have your QR code scanned, and they finish processing your entry. So it's a way to expedite entry. It's not available at every airport, but it's available at quite a few major ones. So it's worth downloading this if you don't have global entry, because it can just make the process so much faster. The third app I want to talk about is PackPoint. Now, this was a new one for me, and I think it's great. PackPoint is a packing app. You enter your destination, date of travel, length of stay, and the type of trip, and then you select your activities. PackPoint will research the weather in your destination and then provide a list of items that you may want to pack, and you can customize this list however you want to work for you. I think this is a great way to get a baseline packing list so that you don't forget anything. The fourth app you need to download is WhatsApp. WhatsApp is pretty popular. If you're not familiar, it's an encrypted communication app. So it allows you to send messages, to set up group chats, and to make voice calls over Wi-Fi. So it's great because it means you don't need cell service if you're connected to the Wi-Fi. The thing I like about WhatsApp is that it's pretty globally used. So oftentimes, if you visit a country outside of the US, you might work with a business or a car service or some other service provider who will use WhatsApp to communicate. So recently when I was in Indonesia, we stayed at the Ritz-Carlton, and when I checked in, the woman who checked me in actually gave me her WhatsApp information so that we could have a chat if I needed anything for my room or whatever. It's also really great if you're traveling with a group because it has great group chat functioning. So if you're not familiar with using WhatsApp, it's definitely worth downloading and getting used to it before you travel abroad. The fifth app I recommend using to save you time is Splitwise. Whoever came up with Splitwise is a genius. So Splitwise is an app where it allows you to create a group trip. You invite people to the group, and then everybody can input whatever they paid for that needs to be split by the group. And at the end of the trip, Splitwise will figure out who paid what and who needs to settle up with who, and then allow you to send Venmo requests to all the people who owe you money. Splitwise is the hero of bachelor and bachelorette parties. And if you are traveling with a group and you don't want to have that awkward conversation about who owes who, Splitwise will solve that problem for you. Now that we've saved time, let's talk about 5 apps that will save you stress when you're traveling. First one, again, is a little bit of an obvious one. It's a good Maps app. Google Maps or Apple Maps, make sure you have it downloaded on your phone. Make sure you save places that you need to return to, your hotel, maybe even the airport, just to make it easier on you when you're traveling. It can also be really fun to use Google Maps to plan your trip. Look up different restaurants, different activities, different sites that you want to go see, and then save them all on your Google Maps so you can see like the pins of where everything is. It's a really fun way to just get excited about your trip. Of all the technology advances, I feel like a good Maps app that gives you directions from one place to the next is like the ultimate game changer when it comes to traveling. App number 2 is TripIt. TripIt is my absolute favorite travel app. TripIt is an itinerary app. You connect it to your email account and it will scan your email inbox for things like airline receipts and hotel reservations. And then it pulls them all into one itinerary so that you can like update it or share. And by the way, if you don't want it scanning your email inbox, if that freaks you out, you can just forward the emails to TripIt and it will do the same thing. And then as you travel, it will track your flights and let you know if there are delays. It will let you know what gate you're coming into, how long you have to make your connection, where you need to make your connection to. It is the best way to stay organized, especially if you're a frequent traveler. And if you upgrade to the Pro version, it gives you so many more tools to work with. It will let you know alternative flights if your flight is delayed. It will give you airport maps, and it even has this great like International Travel 101, where it'll give you a profile on a country and let you know things like what charging adapters you need to take, what are the popular airports. It is the most complete travel app there is, and I absolutely love it. And by the way, pro tip, if you're somebody who works for a company that uses Concur as your expense software, you might already have access to TripIt Pro. Concur actually owns TripIt, so sometimes they have a partnership and you might have a Pro version included in your corporate license. So it's worth checking into that with TripIt and maybe with your corporate accounting to see if they have it. The next app you need to download is the hotel and airline app of whatever hotel and airline you're using. Obviously, this is specific to whichever airline you chose or whatever hotel you chose, but the apps for these companies now are serious game changers. For hotel apps, you can usually get a digital key, you can check in, order room service, and communicate with hotel staff to make requests. Just like generally anything you once upon a time would have had to pick up the phone and call for, you can do in the app. And for airline apps, you can pull up your reservation, you can see the seat map, you can change seats, you can pull up your boarding pass, you can talk to customer service, you can check your bag. So much of what you would have had to stand in line for at the counter, you can do through the airline app. Everything is organized in there and it just makes traveling so much easier. The next app that has made international traveling so much easier is Google Translate. Oh my gosh, if you're traveling internationally, having quick access to Google Translate is amazing, like for so many obvious reasons. You can quickly translate questions and phrases, and you can also ask Google Translate to go ahead and read that aloud so you don't have to like awkwardly stumble over pronunciation.
Posso ordinare un cappuccino?
Maybe don't like walk into a cafe and just be like, bonjour. But you know, if you got something more complicated, then like Google Translate is wildly helpful. And the last app that's gonna help you reduce stress when traveling is Surfshark. Surfshark is my favorite VPN. VPNs are virtual private networks. You may have heard these in the news a lot lately with the TikTok ban. Basically, a VPN is when you access the Wi-Fi on your cell phone, it pings off of a local server. So it lets like the internet know where you are. A VPN allows you to select which server you're pinging off of. So it's great for privacy and security, but it's also a great way to get around location restrictions in apps that you might be familiar with using. So I like to use it for entertainment apps like an HBO, for example, which I have access to in the States, but once you leave the country, it's like not available in that country, so you can't use it. Turning on a VPN and setting it to a location in the States solves that problem. Okay, now for the category that everyone really wants, 5 apps that will save you money. The first one is Google Flights. Okay, I'm cheating a little bit here because it's not actually an app, but it is like the best tool to save money on flights. Google Flights is the best way to compare fares and find the most direct routes. You just input your destination, your travel dates, and your fare class, and it will do the rest. You can even set up alerts to tell you when fares change. I start planning every single trip by visiting Google Flights. The second app was also a new one to me. It's called Hopper. Hopper is a travel booking app that offers exclusive deals because they do partnerships with different travel tourism destinations and companies. But the real genius of Hopper is its price predictor algorithm, which will predict when prices will change. So if you're someone who's obsessed with booking the best deal, Hopper is a good one for you. The third app to save you money is Going. Going used to be known as Scott's Cheap Flights. If you've ever heard of Scott's Cheap Flights before, they rebranded as Going.com. They developed an app which is great. Their entire thing is cheap flights. So you can sign up for free with a free account, and a free account allows you to designate your airports to watch in the US and then gives you access to domestic deals. And then you can upgrade to a premium or elite account. And with that, you'll get notified about major deals like mistake fares, luxury seats, and international flights. They also have a really great newsletter, so I highly recommend signing up for that. By the way, I will put links for all of this in the description below. The fourth app I recommend to save you money is Viator. Viator offers local services and tours wherever you travel to. I've personally used them before to book a tour of Ubud and a car service in Paris. Just be sure to research all the reviews and make sure that you are getting somebody reputable and knowledgeable. Popular tours do sell out in advance, especially if there are tickets involved, so you'll want to be sure to visit Viator sooner rather than later in your planning. And the fifth app to save you money is the Points Guy. Yes, the popular Points Guy has an app. So while some of the content on this app is a repeat of the popular newsletter and social media accounts, the real gem of TPG is the Points Net Worth Calculator. You can link all of your accounts and it will tell you how much money they think you have worth in points. And then they have a benefits tracker, a transfer guide, and an awards versus cash calculator. Super helpful. If you are in the travel points rewards game, then this app is amazing at helping you to maximize the value of those points. So those are 15 apps that help you save time, stress, and money. If you found this video helpful, you might want to try this one next. Until next time, go create a life you love.